In this exercise, we are again going to focus on colour theory. We are going to mix complementary colour pairs, also known as colour opposites. When mixed together, we can obtain neutrals. If we go back to our colour wheel, we can see the colour opposites. Yellow is the opposite of purple, blue is the opposite of orange, and red is the opposite of green. These are our complementary colour pairs: yellow, purple, blue, orange, red, green. For this exercise, we will use the same pigments as we did for the colour wheel. On one side, the left, we will place the primaries, and to the right we will put the secondaries. The pigments used will be cadmium yellow deep for our yellow, process magenta for our red, and ultramarine blue as our blue. We will use 2 water jars, one to dilute the paint and the other to wash the brush. This will help to keep our colours clean and to stop them from becoming tainted and muddied. So always use the clear, clean water to mix the paint. And I like to use a palette that allows a lot of room to blend the paint. I also like to use a square brush, as this makes it very easy to paint within a grid or to paint a square. On my palette, I have my primary colours, my yellow, my red and my blue. I am now ready to start. I will wet the brush and mix out the paint. Don't forget, this paint has a glue-like substance in it and needs to be worked out to make it easy to paint with. I am now going to create my purple by adding my blue into my red. I always add the dark into the lighter to help control the change, and just add 1 dab at a time. When the purple is ready, going to place it down into the secondary colour section of the grid, so over onto the right. I will then place the yellow to the left, as it's a primary colour. So the square brush makes this rather quick exercise. Wash the brush, and now I'm ready to continue. I'm going to add the purple, the dark, into the yellow, the light, little by little, so that I can control the change in the tone. For each square, I'm going to gradually darken it by adding a little bit more of the purple. I like to darken my colours by using the complementary rather than using black, as black tends to deaden the colour. If you find it difficult to paint within the squares, sometimes it can help to turn the page upside down to be able to really get into the awkward little sections. So here now we can see we have mixed the purple into the yellow to obtain a range of neutrals. We will now use the same procedure for the rest of the grid. We will use the process magenta for the primary red to go on the left hand side, and we will put its colour opposite, the green, to the right. The green is obtained by mixing the yellow and the blue together. It's a secondary colour. So when we have the red and the green down, we will then add 1 dab of green into the red to change the tone for each square on the grid. So we are gradually darkening the red to green. Don't forget, we are mixing these colours up on a white palette so that we can judge the change. Now for the last section of the grid, we're going to put down our primary blue and our secondary orange. The orange is achieved by mixing the red and the yellow together. Then we are darkening the orange by adding the darker colour, the blue, into the orange gradually for each square on the grid. This grid will be very useful when we are painting fruit for our complementary colour exercise next. Take this orange for example. The light areas we could add in cadmium yellow. For the basic orange we could use our red and yellow mix. And for our shaded areas we can achieve a range of tones by adding blue to neutralise the orange. The cast shadow underneath we could use just blue with a dab of orange in to darken, like the second square on the grid. Now let's have a look at our lemon. For the lemon, you can see we can use our cadmium yellow. For the lighter areas, we could add white as inner tints and tones. And for the shaded areas, we could then add purple into our yellow to achieve a range of tones for the shaded areas. I hope that you enjoyed this complementary colour pair exercise. So to recap, we have mixed secondaries into primaries. We have mixed colour opposites together, purple and yellow, green and red, and orange and blue. Thank you very much for listening and watching.